All right, I am here with David Azizi from the law offices of David Azizi, and today we're going to discuss something that relates to both technology and personal injury, and that's Google Maps and Google Street View. And years ago, Google Maps was still getting started. You couldn't really verify things. It didn't zoom into things, but now that's completely different. There are plenty of ways in which you can see where red lights are. You can see where accidents are likely to happen or not likely to happen, maybe blind curves, stuff like that. So David, I know in your line of work you've used Google Maps and Google Street View to verify certain things as far as car accidents and slip and fall and trip and fall accidents. So explain that a little bit better.
Uh, it's a great tool to use as an attorney. I've used it in my cases where there's trip and falls, for example, against the city of LA, for example, city of West Hollywood. There's tons of cities here in California where their sidewalks are not taken care of properly. And the good feature about Google that's recently come about is, as you know, throughout the years, they did street views, and when you would go to it, it would only show you the most recent street view that they had done. Well, now Google has placed in a new feature that you can go back all those individual years. So in one case that I have, for example, where there is a sidewalk that there was a displacement that caused the trip and fall of my client, I was able to go back several years and establish that that particular trip hazard was there several years back. But with government entities, we have to establish and show that that particular offset existed for a period of time, to where if the city had conducted a reasonable late at night, reasonable inspection, they would have discovered it and had an opportunity to fix it. So nowadays, I can easily go back years, find it, and show it to the person most knowledgeable for the city and who's in charge of doing inspections, and say, well, here's a street view from 2011, 2010, 2009 that shows that displacement. So you guys had an opportunity to fix it, and you did it. I've used it in some cases where a client calls and says I was involved in an intersection accident, and it's allowed me to look at the intersection to see the local businesses. I've located the cameras, and I've sent my investigator down there right away and said, look, please go and ask for the camera surveillance so we can establish as to who ran the red light. So it's been helpful in that sense. It's helpful in a lot of ways, like you said. Also, it allows you to see the street, the angle. A lot of times people whose deposition I take will try to say that the configuration of the street was a certain way, but for me to be able to look at the street view will give me exact observance of what the street looks like without me having to leave my office and go to the location and right away be able to ask that person all the questions that I need. So it's a great tool, and I'm very happy for Google having Street View.
Absolutely, and it's free. That's the best part. Google Street View is free for everybody. So if you have any questions related to any type of the cases mentioned with slip and fall in Los Angeles, I know there's a trip and fall class action lawsuit against the city of Los Angeles because of broken sidewalks and roads. Any type of those situations, please feel free to contact the law offices of David Azizi. You will find the phone number both above the YouTube video and below in the info. Thank you for your time, David.
All right, thank you.